Darth Vader will crush G.I. Joe!
Nothing can stop us, Destro!
Vader is looking for a fight! Nobody beats G.I. Joe, a real American hero!
Coming up on Crossfire Collectibles, the G.I. Joe Classified Series, number 155, Iron Grenadiers DARKLON. Stick around. What's up and welcome to Crossfire Collectibles. Today's video, we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the G.I. Joe Classified Series, number 155. Can you believe 155 figures later? Good God. But this is Destro's Iron Grenadier DARKLON. So, third figure from the new wave. Next up will be Footloose. He's the last one we have. We actually do have the Firefighter, and we have a couple of surprises coming in, so stick around for that later this week. So DARKLON, he was the figure I was looking forward to the most in this wave. I loved DARKLON as a kid. I grew fond of him, you know, with the several costumes they did for the modern line. You know, even though they were convention exclusives, still a very, very cool figure. And especially that gun. I can't wait to check that out. So let's go ahead and check out his box. There you have Cobra, DARKLON, Iron Grenadiers, G.I. Joe Classified Series. There's DARKLON and several weapons in there. An extra head. Looks like another dagger or sword over here. Off to the side. There's some stats for you, 155 and Cobra at the top. QR code if you'd like to scan it. Around to the back, you have a close-up of that alternate head for DARKLON right here. You can see those extra large shells, you know, around that strap on his lower calf. There's a picture of DARKLON right there holding a sword and a knife. Looked like he may be in part of an arena. You have some IG bats and then Iron Grenadiers themselves. Stats again, 155. Off to this side. Very, very nice artist render of DARKLON right here. You can see the green around his eyes, and he kind of has that reptilian look. Love it. Absolutely love it. On to the top, 155, Kruger logo. On the bottom, UPC. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and pop him open. But first, please subscribe to the channel. Alright. So, yeah, DARKLON, I was looking forward to him most out of everybody, and I can't wait to get into him and check him out. So, one more to go, and then we got a couple extra surprises that they came out with. Inside we got some crap. And we'll go ahead and take out the figure. So go ahead and close this back up. And I'll just stand this off to the side. And there is DARKLON in the plastic dungeon. Cool, man. I like the dagger. I like the sword. There's a sheath in here. That alternate head is cool. He has his classic little mini revolver. And then the DARKLON gun. Very, very cool. So let's go ahead and get everything out. And then we'll go over it one by one. Alright, so here is DARKLON and all of his accessories. So let's start with the accessories. And we'll go for the dagger first. So we have a new mold here. You see the black handle and the metallic silver blade. Got a couple of ball points coming off to the side. A little bit of detail down on that blade part right at the edge of the handle right there. So pretty cool. Then we have his sword. I don't know why, but this reminds me of like the Thundercat sword. I don't know, anyway. But you can see kind of a similar grip around on the handle here. You have that red and silver butt right here on the end. So got a little, maybe that's supposed to be a gem in there. It looks like I got a little bit of a paint bleed coming down, but that's okay. Maybe another gem right there in the center. And coming up to that blade. It looks awesome. Maybe a mix between like Thundercats and like Conan the Barbarian. But you got that nice blade, how it comes up straight through the center. Nice grooves and designs on it. A little bit of serrated edges right here. Very, very cool. And then we have his sheath. So gray, you have a bit of that orange in there, or like bark tan. Nice little design up at the top here. Also, it looks like a gem again, and then that swiggle down at the bottom, another gem, and some more of that pretty nifty looking design. So peg on the back to plug into the figure, probably on his side or on his back somewhere. And then we'll see how it looks with the sword in it. Very nice. Not a snug fit, but it stays in. Good enough. Moving on. So here is his revolver. So a small little snub nose, all black. A little bit of detail on it. No holes for blast effect. And no hammer motion, no revolving motion right here in the cylinder. But pretty nice. check out his alternate head, and here it is, kind of a maybe Terminator-ish looking. You have the silver metallic and the black going around. It looks like it's actually a mask piece that goes over it. You see the red in the eyes back there. Gray on the back of the head. So more paint bleed right here. Got some silver on the gray. Socket at the bottom. Not too shabby. Doesn't look too bad, but it's not really my take on how I want Darklon to look. I'm used to the mask. We will check it out though. And then finally, we're moving on to his gun here. So here it is. It kind of has that Gatling barrel up at the front. Very, very cool. There are 5 holes up here, so maybe you can plug small blast effects into them. That would be awesome. I don't have any handy because, you know, we did move, so I have them all stored away, but that's something I'm definitely going to check out in the future. You have the scope up at the top, tube running down back into this tank, so it's probably powered by some energon in there, you know, going how the Skybound comics are. You know, all these weapons, especially from Destro's creations, are being made with energon, so that would be my take on it, what it is currently. But very nice, all black, nice detail in it, so really, really, really cool. And now, moving on to Darklon. Here he is. This figure looks amazing. Check out the face there. Almost has that reptilian look coming out from underneath, you know, the green and those crazy yellow and red eyes. Very cool. The mask is nice. You can see the gray on it, just like the back of the other head here. Strap going around, all black with some of that orange in it. More orange down on the legs. He's got that dark red here. The green and black camo shirt coming down into the gloves. Very cool. There's those large shells here wrapped around that strap on his calf. He's got the orange knee pads coming up off of those black, they're just shin guards. Okay. Coming down to the black boots. Very, very nice. You see you got the spot for the revolver here. So yeah, I guess the sword will plug into his back. Before we get to his articulation, let's go ahead and check out the head swap real quick. So we'll take that one off because I just want to see how this one looks on it. I'm not really fond of this head, but you know, it's something different. Kind of cool. But yeah, just a little too Terminator-ish for me. But I'm gonna go ahead and stick with this one. That's the head I want, and that's what looks good. That's my Darklon right here. All right, so the head is on a ball joint. You can rotate a full 360. You can angle down, up, and side to side. Range of motion in the neck. Check out this shoulder pad piece here. It is not attached to the arm, so it can move around, but those arms are on butterfly joints. Very, very nice range of motion here on those butterflies. You have the hinge to allow the arm to come up that far. You can rotate a full 360, bicep rotation, double jointed pinless elbows. And then down at the hands, you have that hinge peg to allow the hand to do a full 360, and it can angle down and up. If we were to pluck this hand off, he's got that wrist bangle here, and it actually is attached to his arm. I thought that was going to come off, but maybe not. So, okay, no need for that one. Check out the other side, and this hand will angle down and up as well. All right, ab crunch. So in the torso, he can angle back about that far. Little trouble here. I don't know if he's going to go that much forward, but about that's it. So not much there at all. Waist swivel. The whole cod piece is attached to the belt, so there's not any articulation up there in the waist. Down at the hips, you have the drop leg at the top of the legs. Leg can come forward that far, back that far, out to the side that far. Thigh rotation, double jointed pinless knees. Does he have calf rotation? He does. So right there at the top of the boot and kind of partially down through the calf a little bit. So each can swivel a bit. Down at the ankles, you have the hinge to allow the foot to go that far forward, that far up, and side to side pivot. Holes at the bottom of the feet, so you can put them on a stand if you'd like. And we'll check out his stability. Pretty solid. Awesome. All right, let's gear him up. So we're gonna go ahead and take his little snub nose revolver and stuff that into his back holster right here. So kind of a nice little take on where you can put this thing. I think we're used to seeing the figures. They had the revolvers down on his leg here. But still, that's a good spot for it. I like it. It works. Dagger. He's got this little sheath down here on his boot. So we'll go ahead and Pop that in right there. We'll go ahead and put the sword sheath on his back. So we'll go ahead and just line it up with the hole right there. See how it looks. I would probably actually have him wielding it with his right, since he's got that shoulder pad up there. So let's go ahead and see how he looks with the sword. You can have him kind of aiming towards somebody, you know, like, you are next. I think that'd be a kind of a cool take one. We'll do something. We'll kind of just keep it in the hand for a minute. But I want to bring in the big gun here. So that tube is kind of running off to the side, so he might not hold it that great in his left, but we're going to try. So go ahead and flex that hand open a bit and pop it on up onto the handle. Get that finger through the trigger guard. And he's not holding it the best, but he is holding it. Now, I'm assuming this thing's probably got some weight, so he's just going to be letting it hang down a little bit. So we'll do something like this for now. And I think that looks good. All right, yeah. I'll probably put him in another pose, but I think that'll work for the video. So let's go ahead and give you some comparisons. So here's Darklon with the first figure in the wave with the Frag Viper. And here is Darklon with Blowtorch. All right, so there were some comparisons for you. I could have brought out the modern Darklon, but he is packed up, so no comparison with that one, but that's okay. It's all about the classifieds for this one. So we're gonna go ahead, get him tossed up onto the turntable, and we will give you some final thoughts.
G.I. Joe will return after these messages. Crossfire Collectibles.
Crossfire Collectibles.
Crossfire Collectibles. And knowing is half the battle. Yo, Joe.
Now back to G.I. Joe.
All right, so here you have it, the G.I. Joe Classified Series number 155, Cobra Iron Grenadier Darklon. Amazing looking figure. The articulation on the figure is actually really nice too, nice and smooth. No like jammed up joints or nothing like that. He's pretty maneuverable, so I really like it. The weapons, so you got the sword. Amazing detail on it. I think that sword is probably one of the best pieces that this figure comes with. You get the dagger, the addition of the extra head. I'm not the fondest of it, but it's cool if you want to switch it up a little bit. But I gotta stick with the mask for sure. Darkline gun, very cool. Nice homage to the original figure. It looks great. Maybe a little altering, but not too much in it. But I think that gun, you know, along with the sword, best accessories on this figure by far. The outfit for Darklon itself, yeah, very classic. You got the green and black camouflage up on the top, going down into those two-tone red and orange pants. Got the black boots on there. They're a little bit different. You got the knee pads coming up over them. I'm just used to a little bit more. I think he had one different leg than the other, but you know, they made several different versions of him, so it really doesn't matter. But this figure is absolutely amazing looking. He is just cool as shit. I don't know what else to say about him. Very cool figure. Especially if you're a G.I. Joe collector, you need this in your collection. If you're a Destro collector, Iron Grenadiers, Cobra, whatever, amazing figure. Pick him up. He is definitely worth it. All right, so that's going to do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw. If you did, please, like always, leave that giant thumbs up, subscribe, tickle that bell so you're notified when we post future videos. Be sure to follow us on social media. And until then, we will see you in the next one. Peace.